Hey, everybody, we're here for a new episode of Five for Talking, Playoff Edition, Leafs Edition, NHL Edition, Caps Edition. That's who I'm with. The muscles in the sauce, the boss. He's the coach of the show. He's your favorite guy. Drop a like for him. Subscribe.
You're gonna make a T-shirt out of that,
I
aren't you?
am 100%. 100%. There's no way I'm not. Half the money will go to putting Caps through college, and we'll see. Okay, so let's start this off. I don't know why I just stopped there, but okay. So alternate things have happened. Number one, Barry Trotz was let go by the Islanders.
I don't know if that was the right move, to be
I
honest
don't think
with
so.
you. I don't think so.
He took you to back-to-back conference finals.
Yeah.
A quarterfinals the year before that, and just because they had a bad year this year, you fired him.
And it's not like there's like a bunch of superstars in that team.
No,
right?
And they did good at the end of the year when they had everyone healthy. They made a comeback.
Yeah, so I think that was the wrong move. Not sure what Lou Lamoriello was thinking.
He's probably senile at this point, so
he's going to be closing up on 80, no?
I think he already is 80.
Yeah, but the next team that picks up Trotz is going to be one lucky team.
It's not bad news for another team. Yeah, he's 79. Wow, good call. So yeah, Barry Trotz, that's going to be a great pickup for somebody, hopefully the Leafs. But for any team. So
where do you think he's going?
Realistically, I couldn't tell you. I haven't really looked into who needs coaches.
Montreal already has their coach, so they're not going to take anybody.
No.
Plus, they got the first round pick for next year.
Yeah.
So they won the lottery on that. Maybe Arizona, but I'm not too sure right now. I'm going to make the assumption it's going to possibly be Philadelphia.
Philly, you know who else is a good choice? Edmonton. All right.
Yeah, but it's really hard to. I will. Okay, you know what? I will agree if Edmonton gets kicked out. If Edmonton goes through, I don't know if they'll make a coaching change.
All right, that's fair. Okay, well, speaking of other news here, Montreal Canadiens won the draft lottery. I'm really upset about that, but that's okay.
Well, they lost to Foley, and they're getting younger, and they're obviously going to be going through a rebuild. So, I mean, good on them. I had the name in my head about a half an hour ago about who the top prospect was going to be going into the draft next year, but now I've totally forgot.
I also forgot because it's not a memorable person. Yeah.
However, it is he will add value to the team.
Of course, but I have a feeling. Well, number one, there hasn't been hype like that. Next year's draft has big hype. With the following one, but even the last big hype player we got was Lafreniere, who hasn't done much. So let's see how this draft goes in general.
However, the Rangers are in the playoffs. Still.
Yes, they are. Not because of him.
No.
Or Campo. But you know what? Hopefully they do turn out. They're still both really young. I think they're both 20. So,
yeah.
But I'm just saying the hype around Lafreniere was real. And then he came in the NHL and it wasn't there. But so I'll give you the top five. Montreal drafts first. New Jersey drafts second, which is crazy. New Jersey has like a top 10 pick from like the last 7 years.
Yeah, they're like the Edmonton Oilers of the.
They have 2 number 1 picks. So anyways, you have New Jersey is second, Arizona's third, really good. I'm happy for Arizona. Number 4 is for Seattle. I wish Seattle got in the top 3. Number 5 is Philadelphia, they had a really rough season. They probably could have used better than 5th, but top 5 is still good. I would have loved to have seen Ottawa get in here because I think they're one piece away from being that team. Or I would have loved to have seen Buffalo get in here to prove that Jack Eichel was the problem the whole time. But it is what it is.
All valid points. I can't add to that. You made some great points on that.
All right. Well, that's the first time he's ever said anything nice to me, guys. So write that down.
On record.
So Okay, we could just basically break down the playoffs. There's games happening tonight. We've just come off watching the Leaf game against Tampa Bay. They're up 3-2 in that series, which we'll get to Leaf talk if you're here for the Leafs. Hold on, it's coming. They're up 3-2. Pittsburgh's up 3-1, and I didn't see that happening. I also didn't see Pittsburgh winning with 7 goals twice.
And it's not the only game where you've seen these kind of blowouts, to be honest with you. Like, I've seen a bunch of them. But yeah, you're right, man. It's Pittsburgh has turned back the clock a little bit. They're playing well. Their goalie's awesome. Like, they lost their goalie in the first game because of cramps and stuff, and then the backup totally took over. But they're playing great, man. They are playing great, and it's a tough series. You know what I mean? It's not like it's lopsided or anything like that. It's like back and forth, man. You know, a lot of these games are. But
I'll drop a stat on you since I wrote it down for no reason the other day. I just got really excited. So there's been so far in the playoffs up to the Leafs game tonight.
Penalty minutes.
The what?
Are you gonna mention the penalty minutes?
No. We're not going penalty minutes. We're not going penalty minutes. So up till today's Leaf game tonight, there have been 19 games are in this playoffs already in the first round where one team has scored 5 or more goals. Okay, 9 of those games they scored 6 or more, including Colorado scored 7 twice, Pittsburgh scored 7 twice, Tampa scored 7, and Edmonton scored 8. Where's the defense? And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. When I'm watching these games, there's some pretty tight defense and good goaltending. I'm not understanding where all of these goals are coming from.
Yeah, but on the flip side, Gary Bettman must be absolutely happy because
this playoffs
these games
making a killing.
Are so entertaining.
Absolutely,
so entertaining.
Absolutely. So we'll skip the Leaf series. Carolina's winning 3-2 against Boston. For my money right now,
series
in the East, series. For my money right now in the East, Carolina's the best team, and they don't even have their starting goalie. So,
they are the team that started. Like, the team that you're seeing now is the team that you saw starting the year this year.
100%.
I can't argue with that. But there's some good ass teams.
Everything's going to change as we go. I'm just saying right now, that's it for me.
You want to talk about surprises? What about Washington and Florida?
Oh yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
I never saw that coming.
I
never saw that coming.
Washington has played really well, but like don't underestimate this team, right? They're not like a crappy team. They have Alex Ovechkin, arguably the best player of this entire generation of hockey. So you're not going to count them out. The guy's 36 years old. He scored 50 goals. Not to mention their team is full of veteran people who have been there before.
Yeah.
So that series is 2-2, and that's been a good series.
And they were leading going into the third last game, and it just so happened that
Florida played us so good in that last little bit. I actually watched that. It was crazy. Florida's comeback was fantastic. Huberdeau is now the franchise leader in both playoff points and regular season points. And there's only 2 other teams where someone who's still active has that. It's Ovechkin, and I don't remember the other one. I'm sorry, but you can look it up if you want. It's Blake Wheeler. Okay. So Western Conference, Calgary, Dallas 2-2. Neither one of us expected this.
No, and I've seen a couple of games too. Those are some entertaining games, man.
Dallas looks really good.
Yeah, I don't recognize this Dallas team because they were definitely not this team during the season. And my buddy, who is a big Flames fan, always was, literally messaged me the other night, said, "Yo, I'm legitimately scared because this Dallas team is
they're
legit.
Full of veteran players, and they're stacked, and they have young speed too. They have 2 of the best young defensemen in the NHL. John Klingberg and Miro Heiskanen are. And
Klingberg fought the other night. Where did that come from?
Hey, they have Sutter. They have Suter. Sorry, what's his name? Not Gary Suter.
The coach?
I don't know. The guy from Minnesota. He was on Minnesota. Anyways, they picked him up. So they have some really good like leadership on that team. Joe Pavelski
Oh,
has been amazing.
yeah, he's been
Um,
really good. Their goalie is amazing. That rookie goaltender starts with an O. I can't remember his name.
Oettinger
Yeah, amazing, that goalie.
or
Like,
Ottinger, yeah, but that's what it is. Yeah,
he
yeah,
is fantastic.
he's great. But they have, if you look at their roster of goalies, they're so deep, it's ridiculous. Like their fourth string goalie is Braden Holtby. So like I don't know what you do
It's
there.
crazy, man. It's crazy. And that's like good depth right there. Like when your backup goalie is Holtby. But this
They
goalie,
have
like
Wedgwood. They have
wow.
Hudobin. I'm pretty sure Hudobin's still there. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Ben Bishop is still there, if I'm being honest.
No, he
Unless
retired.
did he retire?
I think he retired.
I didn't hear about that, so peace out. But
Yeah.
Minnesota St. Louis 2-2. This has been a really
So
good series.
it is.
They're just beating the crap out of each other, and
Yep.
that's a good one. Same thing, Edmonton, LA. What a good series.
What a good
Like,
series. Kane has really paid dividends for this team.
oh yeah.
Like he's and you know, Smith is playing great. But I think your pick, Kopitar, is like playing amazing.
Yeah, that guy's a real leader, man.
Jonathan
He's really
Quick
good.
has turned back the clock a little bit.
And no
He's
Drew
playing
Doughty.
great. And no Drew Doughty. And it took me a while to figure that out in the first game. I'm like, I think I messaged you guys. I was like, wait a minute. Drew Doughty's not even playing. He's out for the season. But they're playing great. And up until this point, with the exception of the Colorado series, which is already done, and it was expected that they were gonna win. Every other series is up in the air.
Yeah,
It's up in the air.
that's what I was saying too. A lot of people were getting so down about the Leafs and stuff, but I'm like, realistically, they're facing the best team of the last 5 years, a team that had the best stretch going into the playoffs, final stretch, and every other series is 2-2, except for Pittsburgh and New York now, and Colorado beating
Yeah,
Nashville. And we expected Colorado to be the best team, and they are the best team right now.
but Carolina's up what 3-2 now, right?
Yeah.
Carolina's up 3-2, and we're gonna have to wait for the other two games tonight to see who goes up 3-2. So yeah, like you know, it's gonna be fun, man. This is a really really cool first round.
All right. Well,
Is
you know what time it is
segue?
now.
Okay. So should I give you a fun stat?
You go ahead.
Okay. So fun stat: the Toronto Maple Leafs were the least penalized team in the whole season.
That makes sense.
The playoffs, they are the most. They have the most minutes, most penalty minutes.
But I think
of every team in the playoffs this year.
Can I give you
And
my
second
take on
is
it?
Tampa.
Can I give you
Yeah,
my
go.
take on that?
Absolutely.
Well, number one, it's a pretty gritty series, to be honest with you. I wasn't expecting that. But number two, the Leafs are a little bit fluffy. And in the
Yeah.
regular season, they avoided penalties by just not doing anything physical whatsoever.
Yeah.
And now they're not used to playing this kind of hockey, and their lack of discipline when taking penalties is showing.
Yeah.
Some of those penalties are really bad. Like
Really bad.
Nylander's penalty today was really bad, but then you know
Horrible.
what? He was the best player for the rest of the game. So, but if you're gonna do stuff like that, you better make up for it. And they haven't done that for this series. A lot of times they've made bad penalties or taken bad penalties, and then they didn't make up for that.
Okay. I will be the first to admit it. I think I messaged you guys over our chat about Nylander, and I was so mad. And it was like the first maybe couple minutes in the game where he was back checking, and all of a sudden he just fell down. It was crazy. I have to show you guys a clip. It was absolutely.
I missed that, so I don't even know.
I was so mad. Like I was like, this is the kind of effort that you're putting in, and for the rest of the game, he played great. And myself, you, and Bargo, we're hard on these guys because we know what they are capable of, and that's the reason why we're like,
and when
get rid
you
of this
saw
guy, get rid
what
of
he
that guy.
did
It's like,
afterwards was like ridiculous.
but he knows that he needs to play that way.
Yeah.
He knows.
I didn't know
that
he was
needs to
that
man
fast.
up.
That's some of the speed he showed in this game was like, whoa! I couldn't believe it.
But like, and it bugs me and it upsets me because if you were to do that for a full 60 minutes, like
No, I agree.
The possibilities are endless. Like the sky's the limit. You can do anything
And
if you put in an effort for a full 60 minutes. The
I
whole
I
team.
want to do the same thing that you just did and say sorry because I went hard on John Tavares and that second line was the best line for the rest of the game.
Yeah, they played.
Kerfoot looked fantastic.
I would take 25 Kerfoots any day, and because he's just putting
effort. It's just maximum effort.
Yeah, it's maximum effort. He's putting a full 60 minutes, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But Tavares looked really good too towards the end of the game. That they looked amazing. That Marner pass, this is turning into a review of the game, but that Marner shot pass, or he definitely intended to do that. I don't know how perfectly, but it's like when you think about it, a goalie, he knows that Matthews is coming, Vasilevsky, but a goalie's natural instinct is to kick the rebound away, so he can't control it. It's just a reflex, right? And right to him.
And it was the right play to make because you're going up against Vasilevsky. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
and either way, one of you's going to get the rebound if he doesn't catch it.
Like if he tries to go for goal, the odds of it going in against Vasilevsky are minimal. So he has to go for the shot pass, and
that's arguably the play so far of the playoffs. That was such a smart play.
I would arguably say that a couple of minutes before that, Campbell made an absolutely amazing save that resulted in that goal. So, you know, I think
Campbell played great. Campbell's been good though, even in the loss. Campbell has played good. It's not his fault. That Spezza little speech. I've been saying Spezza's the real captain of this team, and he truly is. Matthews, he talked to Campbell. He went up to him and talked to him on the side after the goals and gave him like a little momentum boost, and the guy fucking kicked it for the rest of the game. But you
gotta send it to me.
You didn't see that?
I didn't see it.
They showed it at the end even too. But yeah, I mean, Matthews looked great. He was actually playing defense. He was hitting. I like that.
It was awesome.
My biggest issue that I had in this game, and I don't know if you saw it too, which I think that the Leafs could dominate even more if they just paid attention to it. They keep passing the puck up the middle of the ice to nobody in their own zone and across the ice in their own zone to nobody. There was so many takeaways in that last 10 minutes right in front of the net that for no reason, instead of dumping it out, they pass it across the middle of the ice. And I hate it. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I mean, there were things about this game that bugged me. I mean, like for the first 15 minutes, they only had like about 2 shots on net.
Yeah,
I was like,
it was 90s Leafs. It was 90s Leafs.
Late 90s.
No, even with the Doug Gilmour days on the power plays, nobody ever shot. It was just pass.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, you can ask my coworkers at work. I'm like, shoot the puck. But anyway.
But I agree with you, and that's the way it is, and I don't like that. But I think if you just reduce the bad, unforced passes, you could save yourself a goal a game, which is a difference maker.
Yeah. On a side note, they need to close the series out in the next game. They cannot allow it to go to Game 7. They can't. They need to take advantage of this and close it out next game. It doesn't matter if they're in Tampa. They already won in Tampa. They need to close this thing out, and they got to do it next game.
Yeah. And you know what? This is for you, okay? This was easily unbasketball related. The loudest the Scotiabank Center has ever been since Matt Sundin was wearing a Leafs jersey. Since Curtis Joseph was wearing a Leaf jersey, they've never been this loud ever when Toronto took the lead this game.
I was gonna say like when they tied it up.
Yeah, next every goal after that, it was crazy. It was since the Raptors aside, that's the loudest that stadium's ever been because.
And that was the point I was trying to make. Like you get a little.
I know, but I get your point, and we're not going to get into this argument. But this is my thing: as a Leaf fan who's been to a lot of Leaf games, that environment doesn't exist in Toronto, and that's the first time I've ever seen it. Like I've been to games, people cheer when you score, but this was like deafening loud. People were ready to tear the building down. Yeah,
no, I mean, as like I I would say like even that first game number one when they were playing physical and they were like
But the
they were
stakes are
really
way
into
more
it.
this
It
game. The
was
stakes are
oh
real.
yeah, no yeah. I would say that if this game goes to game 7, it'll probably be even more louder. But I don't want it to go to game 7. I want it to close it out next
No,
game.
they need to
close it out.
This game this was my thought process going into this, and people kept telling me you're crazy because I'm reading too much into this. But for me, if they win this game, if they lost this game, even if they won in Tampa in game 6, they were going to lose the series. They had to win this game or they were going to lose the series. This was having the lead and having the chance to win game 6 is what really matters. Yeah. Knowing that you have to force game 7 is like, that's nerve-wracking and you're not going to survive that.
Yeah. I mean, Tampa's got the experience and we know full well that like next game they're coming at them. So the Lightning are going to come at them.
And Tampa Bay is a loud ass stadium to play into nowadays.
Yeah.
Hopefully a lot of Leafs fans show up.
They need to win.
Yeah. In my experience of going there in my life, there's always a lot of Leaf fans, even when the Leafs aren't playing. So
yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
So I'm hoping that we get a nice amount of people in there.
But it's been fun so far, I have to say.
Yeah. I don't have any really complaints about the Leafs, to be honest. Today they played their best in the second half. Yeah. And
they can't do that. They got to stop doing that, man. They got to play a full 60-minute game. This is
it's not so much a one goal, 1-0 game bothers me. That doesn't really bother me. But once it's 2-0 immediately at the start of the game, you're like, oh my God. Yeah. Because Tampa Bay is good. You know how hard it is to score 2 goals to make a comeback against Tampa Bay?
No.
But good for them.
The fact that they did it, I mean, gives them the confidence going into the next game. But
absolutely.
They have to come out of the gate strong. And I mean, you know, there's a few questionable things that you know the coach has done, but you know what? At the end of the day, if he gets into the second round, and I hope he does, he can pretty much shut everyone up.
No, so this is my take.
I hope
though.
He does.
And I'm sorry. Even if they win the cup this year, knock on wood, I want Keith gone. I know they're not going to fire him, but he's been the problem the whole time. He's the problem. I know there's players that play good and play bad, but his decisions sometimes are so ridiculous. I just don't get it. Like, I'm not giving him credit for this win. He didn't change anything. The players just started playing better. There was a play where they passed it right in the open. They just took the lead 3-2. They passed it right into the middle of the ice, and Campo had to make a ridiculous glove save. As soon as those players come on the bench, I'm freaking out. He's just standing there. None of the coaches are saying anything. They're all just standing there. I would have been going mental about passing the puck up the ice. Maybe coaching is different nowadays. I'm not a professional coach, but Pat Burns would have gave it to them. I'm telling you that.
Oh, yeah. Probably these days they're just probably scared of hurting their feelings or something like that.
Pat Quinn would have definitely spit his gum at somebody.
Oh, they would have gone. Mike Keenan would have.
I was just gonna say that.
Destroy them.
I was just gonna say that. You would have threw a stick on the ice.
Jeez, Joe Quenville would have probably gone nuts on them. Like, these guys are old school guys. They would have gone nuts on these guys. But yeah, I'm cool with that, man.
I don't have nothing else, guys. Let us know what you thought about this week in hockey and catch up, and we'll be back again as soon as we can with more episodes. Peace out.